My name is Pam Malley, and I'm a speech pathologist on the Education Advisory Board for the Tourette Association of America. I presented today on positive approaches for challenging behavior issues, and here are the 3 takeaways. How do we define behavior, and what does that imply? The traditional definition of behavior implies that it's intentional and that a child or a person might be purposefully doing something in a context that's negative or to do harm or to cause difficulties for others. And when we think about that, it implies a lot of intent, negative intent on behalf of the person. So we need to rethink what is our definition of behavior, because really it's a response to our environment. And people respond and behave according to what's going on around them. So when our children have challenging behavior issues, it's really important to identify why is that challenging behavior occurring and consider what's the impact of the environment rather than assuming that they're behaving poorly just because they have bad behavior per se. Using the word symptoms versus behaviors. We have found that usually if we use the word symptoms instead of behaviors, it neutralizes the attitudes and helps us to objectively look at what is going on with the child or with the person that's having challenging issues. So rather than calling them misbehaviors or bad behaviors, we call them symptoms of either the Tourette or the comorbidities or of a sensory issue. And that helps us to look more objectively rather than assign a negative connotation to it. Positive proactive supports are much more effective than punishment in extinguishing challenging behaviors. Often people use traditional punishment reward systems or sticker systems to try to extinguish challenging behaviors. However, children typically use these behaviors because they don't know a better way to respond to the environment, and it's a result of lagging skills, as Ross Green would say. So what we need to do is assess the situation to find out what is making it difficult for the child so that we can set up a more supportive environment and teach proactive, positive strategies to the child so that they can cope better in that environment. Positive, proactive supports presented in a calm manner are always more beneficial to the child than using punishment systems. Here are the 3 takeaways again. How do we define behavior, and what does that imply? Using the word symptoms versus behaviors. Positive proactive supports are much more effective than punishment in extinguishing challenging behaviors. A key question that came up during the presentation was, how do you develop a plan for challenging behaviors? And the best way to do that is by conducting a functional behavior assessment. And that would involve observing the child in difficult and positive situations so that you can get an idea of what in the environment might be triggers for the challenging behaviors, or whether it's a sensory issue or something else going on. And also, what is going on when the challenging behaviors are not present? What is it about the environment in that situation that might be helpful and could be transferred to a more difficult situation for the student? I strongly recommend that if you're experiencing difficulties in managing challenging behaviors in a child or in a student that you're working with, that you pursue a functional behavior assessment to really evaluate what is going on. Try not to assume negative intent on behalf of the student, because students and children, or if it's your child, really want to do the best they can, and we need to give them the tools to do so.